you want to live in a world-famous city with lots of history, architecture, and delicious food? It may sound like a dream come true, but you will have to pay for it. Living in some of the world's most popular and expensive cities can cost a lot of money. The good news is that we can help you figure out which cities have the most expensive prices. So if you're looking for a new place to live or just want to satisfy your wanderlust, be sure to look at this list for ideas. But before starting the video, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. We will make more videos on interesting topics in the future, so if you want to see them, subscribe to our channel. Number 5. Bern, Switzerland. Switzerland's capital, Bern, is the 5th most expensive city in the world in 2023. In the Mercer 2022 index, the city came in at number 10. It is called the Federal City by the Swiss. As of 2023, about 141,000 people lived in Bern, making it the 5th most populous city in Switzerland. Also, the city center of Bern is mostly made up of medieval buildings, and UNESCO has named it a Cultural World Heritage Site. The Zieglove, a medieval clock tower with a moving puppet, is probably the most well-known thing there. Bern is in the western part of Switzerland near the border with France. It's on the banks of the Our River. The total size of the city is 51.6 square kilometers. Bern is known for its high quality of life and strong economy, which is based on finance, tourism, and technology. The city is also a transportation hub because it is close to both a major train station and an international airport. In terms of culture, Bern is home to the Swiss Alpine Museum, the Bern Historical Museum, and the Museum of Fine Arts. There are also lots of bars, clubs, and restaurants open late in the city. Number 4. Los Angeles, California. There's a reason why Hollywood stars spend a lot of money on a new home or apartment. It costs a lot to live like the stars in Hollywood. Not only is Los Angeles' location a big reason why housing is so hard to come by, but the city also has high taxes for residents and a 9.5% sales tax, which makes it an expensive place to live. The average rent for an apartment was over $2,500, which was almost twice the national average. Transport is another thing that adds to the high cost of living in Los Angeles. Even though the city has public transportation, it isn't as good as in other big cities, so many people drive their cars. This means that gas prices will be high and that owning a car will cost more, with costs like insurance, registration, and repairs. Aside from housing and transportation, other costs can add up quickly in Los Angeles. Food and eating out can be pricey, especially in places like West Hollywood and Beverly Hills, which are popular. Entertainment options like movie theaters and concert halls can also be very expensive. Number 3. Hong Kong, China. With over 7 million people living in the city, it's not just the cost of rent that makes it expensive, but also the competition for housing and all the things Hong Kong has to offer, like its many markets, nightlife, and attractions. Transportation costs can also be high in Hong Kong, especially for people who own cars. Because there isn't much space for parking and taxes are high on cars, many people use public transportation, which can also be expensive. Healthcare is another big cost for people in Hong Kong. Hong Kong has a public healthcare system, but the quality of care can vary greatly, so many people choose private healthcare, which can be very expensive. Number 2. Tel Aviv, Israel. Tel Aviv has beautiful beaches, lively nightlife, and restaurants that are known all over the world. But all that fun comes with a big price tag. Tel Aviv is the largest city in Israel. It is known for being a fun, diverse, and tourist-friendly place to visit. Still, real estate is pretty pricey, with the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment being $1,725. Healthcare is another area where costs can be high, especially for those who choose private care. Even though Israel has a public healthcare system, wait times can be long. Because of this, many Israelis choose to pay for private healthcare services instead. Lastly, the cost of education in Tel Aviv can be high, especially for expats who send their kids to international schools. Tuition can be very expensive at these schools, and other costs like books, uniforms, and extracurricular activities can add up quickly. Number 1. New York City, New York. Big city with lots of lights and high rent. The average rent in New York City has gone up by $16.38% for a one-year lease and by 5% or more for a two-year lease, which is the biggest increase in nearly a decade. The average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Manhattan is more than $3,600. This is a lot more than the average rent across the country, which is around $1,500 per month. In addition to the high cost of housing, other costs can quickly add up for people who live in New York City. Food prices can be high, especially at the city's many well-known restaurants. Groceries can also be expensive, especially if you like to buy organic or unique items. Transportation costs can also add up, especially for people who use taxis or ride-sharing services. The cost of owning a car in the city is also high because parking, tolls, and insurance are all expensive. Even with these high prices, New York City is still one of the most popular and interesting cities in the world. It has a rich culture, world-class museums, and a lot of ways to have fun. The city is also a major hub for business and commerce, with a strong economy and a wide range of industries. So that's all for today's video. If you like this video, click the like and the bell buttons. We will have another video for you soon. Take care until then.